Hey y'all, welcome back to Auntie's Cakery. I have a special surprise for... Hey, what are you doing in here? My baby's come to say hi. A special surprise for myself. Why? I'm turning 41. That's right. I turned 40 last year during the pandemic, so I didn't get to celebrate. And this year I'm going to have family over and I'm making my own cake. And I'm going to bring you along on my cake journey. Let's get started. So the first thing I'll do is stack it up, and it's going to be a tall 6-inch tier. First of all, I will add some simple syrup, which is just a mixture of sugar and water, half and half, to make that cake nice and moist. And for the filling, I have delicious homemade strawberry buttercream. Get my pottery wheel spinning. Put a nice thick layer of strawberry icing in there. Take my spatula and smooth it out. And I will do that with all 4 layers of cake. I love 4 layers of cake and 3 layers of filling because I love the sweetness of the filling mostly. Now that that's stacked, I'm going to add a crumb coat to keep all those chocolate crumbs where they belong, which is on the cake and not in the icing. Once I have all that icing on, I'll just scrape off the top. And I'll use my little edging tool. Now, this is gonna go in the fridge for about an hour. So now that it's chilled for about an hour, I'm going to put a final coat of buttercream on it. Cake's a little too tall for my favorite scraper. I'll have to go to my second favorite one to finish that top. And again, scrape that excess off the top. Then off to the fridge it goes. Again. While that cake was chilling, I colored some fondant, some gray, some black, and then I left some white. I'm going to roll them all together to make a marbled look for the fondant coating. Squish it and stretch it every which way. I want a nice marbled look when it's done. I'll take that and roll it out. Decide which side I like best. I think I like this side. Then I'll just drape it over that cake and smooth it down. If you'd like to know how I cover extra tall tiers, I do have a video available. You can check that out. I will leave a link in the description box and in the little eye up in the corner. So much fondant! Gotta cut some of that off. Smooth it a little more and then cut it right next to the cake. now I have a tip number 199, and in this bag I have Royal Icing. Royal Icing is one of my favorite icings to pipe with because it dries hard and holds its shape. Pipe a few stars up there at top. And now I have some little pearl sprinkles. I'll just put one on each of those stars all the way around the top of the cake. Once I have that done, in fact, I should have done this step first. Right here I have some silver luster dust, mixing it with a little lemon extract or alcohol. I'm going to paint some of those lines silver. That just adds a little bling to the cake. Now I'll switch to a 4B serrated tip or star tip, and I'm going to pipe some really large elongated shells around the base. You can see I have some register paper around the cake. I use that just as a guide to where I want the shells to stop. Then I'll switch to a number 5 round tip. And I'm going to pipe a little rope around the base of all these shells. With the same tip, I'm going to pipe little C's or little lines in between every third star. Then switching to a number 4 round tip, same icing, I'm going to pipe a second layer over those C's. And while those dry, I've switched the color of my royal icing to a gray. Using a number 5 tip again, I'm going to pipe little teardrop shapes around these shells on the base. Switching to a smaller tip, a number 4 round, I'll pipe a second teardrop, but at the bottom I'm going to make a rope design. I'll do that on each of the little teardrops also. Add a second rope border along the base. With the same tip and same icing, I will do another C on top of the 2 I already had. Staying with the number 4 tip, I'm going to do a second gray line on top of the first. You can see that I'm starting to build up and get some height to those. Switching to a number 199 serrated tip again, just like I did with the stars on the top. I'll put some little stars down here on the bottom, mostly to cover up those messy ends. We want to keep it nice and tidy. Then I let that dry overnight. I want it to be nice and hard before I do the next step. I've switched to white royal icing and a number 00 tip. It is a very tiny tip. And with it, I'm going to pipe strings all along those risen C's. Then I'll do it again. In fact, I do it many times. It creates such a unique effect. In fact, I've done a cake like this before. It was purple, and I liked it so much that I decided to put it on my own birthday cake, even though it's very time consuming. You can see I have a lot of strings break too. Now that I've got that string cage done, you can kind of see the stars in between. I'm switching to a number 2 piping tip, still using white icing, but I'm going to cover all those little ends. Again, tidying it up. I didn't show you this time, but I switched back to a 00 piping tip for these strings down below. And I'm piping a straight string from the center of the star down to the center of the rope on every other teardrop. Then I'll add 3 strings on each side of that center string, kind of flaring them out at the bottom. When I'm done with those little strings, I switch to a number 2 piping tip again, still white icing, and I'm piping another rope border down there at the base. And like I did on the top, I'm adding a little pearl on these stars also. That kind of finishes up the design down there. Oh, I ran out of time! I do not have time to finish my own birthday cake, such as life. I was going to put a really decorative design right here with the number 41. And I was going to put some designs on the top, but such is life. Thank you for watching me decorate this much of it. I think it's very beautiful, and if I didn't tell you it wasn't finished, you probably wouldn't even notice. Also, I invite you to subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell because I'm not uploading as much as I used to, so you want to be notified of when I do upload new videos. Bye!